Good morning everyone, it's Gio, your favorite boat flight attendant, and today we are in Tunis. Concretely we are in the old city of Carthage, which was the way Romans called what today is the city of Tunis, and we are going to be exploring actually the Roman past of the city, which is something I've been looking forward to do for quite a long, because actually Tunis it's like a mixture of so many things. It's a mixture of Romans, Ottomans and Arabs. And I will be telling you some stories later on today. But without further ado, let's get into exploring the Roman past of Tunis. So guys, with one of these tickets that only cost 12 dinars, which is basically nothing, is like 3 euros, 3 something. With all this, with this ticket, you can actually access all the different touristy attractions. You have access to the Roman town. You have to the amphitheater, which is where we are right now, etc., etc. And as you can see, like since in this channel I'm focusing more on cultural stuff, this is actually a very, very good price for this kind of visits. And guys, we have just arrived to the amphitheater here. It reminds me of Cyprus actually. Of course, I cannot compare because Cyprus is Greek heritage and this is Roman heritage. But it reminds me a bit, also because of the climate. It's actually very hot today. We have 35 degrees right now. But still, it's okay. We can walk on the streets. Not that much of a problem. I'm just wearing my shorts and short sleeves as well, and I can walk very, very comfortably. So let's go around all this area. Something that surprises me about I'm in love actually with the classic history, both Roman and Greek, because when I see all the monuments they were able to create, I was like, they didn't have architects, they didn't have engineers back on those years, and they still managed to build up these solid infrastructures which have lasted until today for literally thousands of years. And nowadays every single time we build up a road or something like that, as soon as it starts raining, it gets destroyed completely. It's incredible. We are definitely doing something wrong if we compare ourselves to the Romans or the Greeks. Look at these guys. It's actually very nice. Oh, it's here. It's actually blocked. No access allowed. Nothing special there. No, it's blocked. Probably in order to prevent people from get into there and leave trash and all that stuff. But it's actually pretty well kept, actually. It is nice because I'm actually walking inside the amphitheater. If this was in Europe or something like that, I would not be allowed probably. There would be like a build-up passerelle all the way around the place, and I would just have to limit myself to walk on that passerelle. But here you can literally access the monument itself. So let's go up this small hill to see if we can get a nice view from there. Here guys. This is pretty much everything. Let's see. As I said before, we didn't just pay for this monument. We have paid actually for the whole Roman area of Tunis, which is the old city of Carthage, which is the way, as I said, that Romans call Tunis. Actually, if there is anyone following me from the south of Spain, from the city of Cartagena, the reason why that city is called Cartagena is because when Romans discovered it, they call it Carthago Nova, which literally means the new Carthage. So literally, if there is someone listening to me from Cartagena, they must know that their city was named after Carthage. And look at this, guys. Stunning. For history lovers, as I am, this is amazing. A very common mistake we make as Europeans is we tend to think when it comes to the Roman Empire that it only took place in the southern part of Europe and the north side of the Mediterranean, but also actually the Roman Empire was extending also all the way to the east to Minor Asia and Anatolia, as well as in the north of Africa where we are right now. So basically all this area from what today is Morocco, basically until Egypt, all the north side of Africa was a Roman province which was called Mauritania, exactly the same as the country of Mauritania today. So yep, the Roman Empire basically spread all the way from Europe to Western Asia and also the north of Africa, and in this kind of monuments is when we realize where they arrived actually. Yeah. I think we can also go downstairs here to explore it from closer, because this is not something that happens every day. Usually, as I said, in Europe, in all the monuments, you are not allowed to get into the proper monument. You just have to limit yourself to explore it from outside. Oh, we can actually go underneath here. Oh, we'll do it later, but let's explore this in the meantime. Guys, let me know in the comments below if you actually like this more cultural content when it comes to traveling, because it's exactly the kind of content I want to specialize in. But of course, I'm always open to new tips and even new questions. If you have like any particular doubt or any particular thing you would like to know during my trips, I'm always looking forward to hear from you and have suggestions for new videos, responding questions, not only for traveling, also for the flight attendant content. So please feel free to drop me messages, etc, etc. Yeah. And now coming back to the history, look at this, guys. Of course, it doesn't have the physical appearance it would have had thousands of years ago, but I can't just avoid feeling like a real Roman, like a gladiator walking through this. It is very beautiful. Let's see what they have inside here. I have to kneel down a bit because I'm quite tall and it's actually quite restricted, but it's very well preserved actually. I am surprised. Of course, Tunis is a very touristy country, so of course they will take care of the monuments, so that's not surprising at all. But so far I've seen like so many people coming to Tunis for summer resorts, for going to the beach, which is amazing. Actually, if you just want to come for a summer holiday here to Tunis, is actually a very good destination, a very good option. People are super friendly, super nice, but you must also know that there is a historical side that you really need to explore. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful place. More hidden areas. Probably they have blocked that because there are like some pieces of stone basically disengaging from this structure, so it could be actually dangerous. So that's probably the reason why they decided to limit the access to that area in particular. But I don't know. The only thing I'm missing here is, you know, the typical posts they have with information in different languages. Haven't seen any of them at all. Only the one at the entrance, indicating the place where you are entering, but that's pretty much everything. Some inscriptions, probably in Latin. I don't speak any Latin at all. I know some words in Latin just because, of course, my mother tongue is a Latin language as well. But other than that, I'm very, very limited when it comes to classical languages, which is something I'm a bit embarrassed about. Because, of course, being a history lover, you should know more things than I do. Yeah. So, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful places. It's definitely worth the visit. And we have just started with that ticket that I showed you before. We can access so many different places here within the city, which we will be exploring today. But yeah, so basically the cultural visits here in Tunis are not expensive at all. So guys, a very interesting fact about the Tunisian flag, which is the one you see right in the center of the image. Probably for some of you, if you are used to travel, you will be thinking about the Turkish flag because it's very similar, and it's actually not a coincidence. There is a reason why both flags are so similar, which is the fact that this area was also under Ottoman control back in the centuries. So yeah, that's why here, when you are walking on the street, you also perceive some Turkish/Ottoman vibes when it comes to the culture, the architecture, the things they eat, etc., etc. Very similar to Algeria as well, because Algeria was also under Ottoman control. And it is now time to say bye-bye to the amphitheater and continuing with our visit to the Roman past of Tunis in the old city of Carthage. So guys, this is how information written down in Arabic looks like here in Tunisia. It is actually very nice. I wish I were able to read Arabic. Yeah, looks very, very nice and very interesting. Another thing you need to take in account, guys, when you are traveling here in Tunis is when it comes to transport, taxis are not expensive, but there is a catch. You always need to make sure you speak to the taxi driver about the price. And something very, very important, I would say actually the most important thing, is you need to make sure they connect the taximeter. If they don't connect the taximeter and they don't tell you which price are they planning to charge you, they will probably take advantage of you and they will ask you for enormous amounts of money after the trip. So be very careful with that, because you could think that maybe 10 or 15 euros is not a lot of money, but it is a lot of money for them. So if they ask you for 15, 20 euros or even 10 euros for a 15-minute ride, you need to consider that they are asking you for an enormous amount of money. So far, I've never had any problem regarding that. I know it's not the only place where this situation applies, but yeah, this is a touristy place, so keep in mind that. Also, if you are staying at a hotel, it would be a good idea if the hotel receptionist can actually book the taxi for you, because that way you will avoid this type of scams. There is also a lot of apps that will allow you to see the prices you should be charged for a determined trip. So yeah, you have actually several ways to avoid taxi scams. And this is going to be the next part of our trip. So let's follow the signs. Yeah, it is funny because this is a very touristy area with these Roman ruins, but we are basically going across the field here to find a place. Well, don't say I don't bring you to funny adventures. That's why it is important for me, if you subscribe, if you like the videos, if you leave a comment, because that helps me a lot to grow up, and it is something I would highly appreciate from your side. So press the subscribe button and hit down the like button, leave a comment, suggest ideas for new videos, as I said before, etc, etc, etc. And right in the middle of this archaeological site, I have found something that doesn't look ancient Roman at all, but I think it's interesting to visit. Looks like a cathedral or something like that. Yeah, it definitely looks like a cathedral. Bonjour. Pardon monsieur, qu'est-ce que c'est ça?
Alors monsieur, ça c'est la fameuse cathédrale.
Ah ah.
Ouais. J'aimerais bien t'expliquer monsieur sur l'ombre parce qu'il fait chaud. Moi je suis guide touristique et ça c'est ma galerie.
Ok.
Les gens qui s'intéressent beaucoup, on aimerait bien rencontrer des gens qui s'intéressent. Juste monsieur, venez ici à l'ombre. Il y a 3 religions différentes, monsieur. Regardez l'étoile de David. Regardez.
Ok.
Italien, non?
Non, Spanish.
Espagne. Vous comprenez le français, je pense.
Oui, oui, je parlais français aussi.
Monsieur, comme il fait chaud, juste monsieur, si vous me permettez, venez ici à Nantes, je t'explique 3 religions différentes. L'étoile de David, regardez monsieur, l'étoile de David, ça présente.
So basically this gentleman here was telling me that this is actually a cathedral, as I was suspecting. The cathedral was built by Saint Louis, which was a king in France. And actually the 3 big religions, Islam, Christianity and Jewish, are actually represented in the church. It has symbols from all these 3 religions. It's actually something very, very interesting.